we've been away for a while. We're back now with Alexander Povetkin, and I'm expecting the same type of fight because skills apart, technique apart, I think we've both got a big heart and we can dig deep. So that always turns up for a good fight. We both show that against Klitschko because I still train amongst the amateur guys and I spar with them still, so I'm up against guys that are just as quick as him. And I spar cruiserweights, I spar Lawrence Okoli, who's very fast and sharp. So his strengths, I've worked along people who have the same type of strengths as well. And it is difficult, but a good fighter will always find a way.
He's ranked number 3 in the Ring magazine, swirling around the name of Deontay Wilder, of course, and Tyson Fury. But how seriously have you taken this training camp and this preparation ahead of Saturday night?
Fight week has been a little, but it's like, there's no beef with the fighters. The fighters are both well-respected, respectful fighters. So it's not going to be a bunch of trash talking and, things like that. But overall, it's going to be, a classy event at Wembley. 70,000 plus are expected to be there. They're saying 80,000. Maybe you guys can confirm that. Tell me, what's the buzz like over in the UK for this fight? Because here in the States, I got to tell you, I don't hear nobody talking about it. Then a friend I was on my social media, on my Instagram, all my social media is popping up on the screen. It's down in the description box. But people are like, damn, where's this fight at? It's on Showtime? And I'm like, nah, it's on Dazn. They're like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, well, you got to sign up and you got to, you can watch it on your phone. They're like, man, I don't want to motherfucking watch that motherfucking shit on my motherfucking phone. This motherfucking shit ain't on motherfucking TV. I get it. I get it. Motherfuckers is pissed. But nonetheless, it is the future. I have no issues watching it, obviously. As you can see, I have Dazn. However, we're going to talk about, I have some issues with Dazn, though. We're going to talk about it. For example, I haven't been too thrilled with their fight week coverage. I've been watching closely. Overall, I'm going to say it again before we move any further. For me, $9.99 a month to be able to get every Matchroom Boxing show, every show, sold. And the World Boxing Super Series, sold. I'm just not, okay, I'm going to tell you what's rubbing me the wrong way. The way they've been handling the media events. For example, this is just highlights, not the full event. When it comes to the press conference, it's here, but I much rather prefer the new Matchroom Boxing, the way they do it with Darren Barker. And if I got the other guy's name, it's called The Last Word, this right here we're listening to. But let's get back to this before we start talking about the fight. Let's get back to this before we start talking about the fight. Where's Povetkin? Get him back on the screen.
Me, I'm not one to kind of talk about too much fights and so on and so forth, but there was a lot of talk around the heavyweight division, which springs up all sorts of names. But ultimately, as we know, Povetkin is one of my toughest challengers to date, so that's where my focus has been throughout the last how many months I've been training for the fight.
And you've announced a 2-fight deal at Wembley Stadium. What is it about this iconic venue under the arch that will make you perform again in front of the 85,000 who turn up on Saturday?
I just love to fight, I love fight week. I can finally kind of taper down a bit, get my strength back. Honestly, my body's been broken down and rebuilt up this camp like never before. There's loads of different stuff I work on, I think. My trainer teaches me a lot of stuff, of course, but within yourself, you try and find out who you really are with different type of training strategies and so on and so forth. So coming back here is a blessing because it's time to just put on a performance. I told you before, it's like tap to 2 to a certain degree, but I just feel relaxed and calm. It's not new to me anymore. I feel like this is home, and this is where I'm going to perform.
Final question.
I mean, to his credit, we're going to talk about this right here because I noticed how they've been trying to make a storyline out of this. You ain't slick.
For now, and this was being mentioned last night, are you going to cut that hair before Saturday?
So, I get it. He's been in training camp. The story is he's been in training camp. So, he's been working so hard. His body's been broken down and built back up that he hasn't had time to cut his hair. He's been back in that apartment. Where is it at? In Sheffield or somewhere, sitting in an old ass chair, uploading weird ass shit to Snapchat, really on some Rocky Balboa shit. I get it. Good storyline. But okay, cut the motherfucking hair. We get it. All right. You was in training camp. You know, we get it. We get it. But it is good to see that he's taking Povetkin seriously. I do admit that. Because, you know, people are like, you know, he's fighting another cab driver or some shit. He's fighting, you know, an old man. Povetkin has only one real loss in his career, and it was a nasty-ass loss because Wladimir Klitschko really didn't want to engage. And that was against Wladimir Klitschko. Don't go back and watch that fight. I wish that on no one. Don't go back and watch it. But nonetheless, from my understanding, when it comes to the amateur career of Alexander Povetkin, it's immaculate. Where from everybody he's lost to in his amateur career, he eventually ended up beating or defeating. Kind of like Lennox Lewis with his heavyweight career. You know? We're going to see, man. Let's listen to a little bit more. We obviously got to watch the Faceoff. Hold up. Wait. Let's go to the Faceoff. Vadim.
It's been so pleasant that we hope we can do the rematch.
Sky works with a lot of Russian and Ukrainian fighters, guys like Ruslan Provodnikov. Obviously, he's speaking for Povetkin right now. Povetkin is not saying this, what you're about to hear right here, but he's just talking about how he would want the rematch. And Povetkin wasn't saying anything of note, you know, like he's happy to be fighting at Wembley, all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. You know, nothing, you know, really.
Because, you know, it's always a pleasure. And maybe a third one, hopefully. It's, you know, you guys do a great job here, and it's a pleasure to be a part of this. It's a pleasure to have 2 more fighters on here. You guys are very professional, and thank you to Sky Sports. History in the making at the Wembley. I mean, it's really enjoying for us to be here. The Zone and everybody who's involved. As I said in the first press conference, you know, hundreds of amateur fights between these 2 guys. Over 50 professional fights. Over 40 knockouts they share. And I do believe that all the hype aside, this is the biggest fight in the super heavyweight division today. You know, Alexander is a little bit older. Joshua is the younger, you know, big dog with all the titles. But I do think that both of these guys know what they're in for. No matter how easy they seem to present themselves, they know what's going to happen Saturday night. And I think it's to the best of the sport that these fights happen more often. This is what the fans want to see. This might be the biggest fight in boxing. You know, this is kind of like Golovkin Canelo, and I hope it becomes that type of trilogy. I know you guys don't, but it would be pleasant to do that. I think it would be the biggest thing in the world.
You know, some big news that people are not really talking about is that Michael Buffer is exclusively on the Zone. Exclusively on the Zone. That's some big news right there, right? Obviously, Povetkin's team is talking about the trilogy because they like, you know, we're going to beat you on Saturday night, and then, you know, it's going to be a rematch in April, and then, you know, if you win, then we can do a trilogy, whatever the case may be. Let's go to the face-off. You know, Povetkin is, I was saying yesterday in my video that I had met and interviewed Povetkin in person, and I was sizing him up. I'm about 6'2", you know, with some shoes on, about 6'3" or so. So I was sizing him up, and I'm like, yo, like, dude is not no 6'2", no 6'2" like he's listed. But he looks a little taller right here. Maybe it's the shoes. Who knows? But who's gonna break first? Who's gonna break first? I'm watching. It was AJ. He did the nod. He did the nod. He's scared. No? You don't think he's scared? AJ did an interview after, but it wasn't really nothing that he was talking about. You know, and also damn it. I done messed up, y'all. Put it on the wrong screen. Well, that's that. But anyway, I'm going to be here after the fight. We're going to be doing a live stream likely later on today where we're going to talk about the fight, wrap up some Canelo versus Golovkin 2 debate, also Pacquiao versus Mayweather versus Pacquiao 2. And tomorrow is the weigh-in. We're going to be covering the weigh-in. If you don't know about the card, it's crazy we didn't even talk about the card. We didn't even talk about the card. It's Joshua versus Povetkin, obviously, for the IBF, IBO, WBA Super World, and WBO Heavyweight Championship. You got Luke Campbell versus Yvonne Mindy for the WBC 135-pound #1 contendership. Matty Askin versus Lawrence O'Cauley for the British title. Sergey Kuzmin versus David Price. Many people saying David Price is going to get knocked out again. God bless him. You know, and that's the pay-per-view card. The other cards on here are free TV cards. I mean, free view cards, likely on the Matchroom Facebook page, maybe. Sky Sports for free. Over on the Zone for free. Anyway, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.